Good morning, Dan from DJMoore Lofts, and today we're about to start a nice and simple little conversion in a lovely village called Tring. This is a mid-terraced, oh God, I can't even say it, mid-terraced new build property in Tring area. And it's not a massive space up there, but it's certainly a nice usable space. So this is going to be another basic, simple loft conversion, if you like. So we're just finishing off on one of our other builds, but today we're just jumping on to take delivery of the materials. And what we will do is we'll jump up, show you inside, just so you can have a little look round. I'll explain what we're doing. I'll show you the client's plans as well, because this one's slightly different as well, because the client's got their own plans. But yeah, Loft Lifter is here. We've got Steve and Mario getting all their PPE on, ready to start lifting. And let's go show you that Loft Lifter. So yeah, so this is the Loft Lifter. Driver's just getting all set up. Don't think this is all ours, so I can't see my name on any of it as of yet. Must be all on the other side. That still's ours. So yeah, all that timber basically is ours. The untreated stuff at the top, I believe, and the white stills at the top are all ours. But yeah.
Almost done, not far off, isn't it?
Lovely. So you see here, we've made a hole now, got for access. Put a couple of bearers across, ready. So now what we're going to do is crane the steel straight in off the back of the lorry. You can see there. So obviously we've just done a little time lapse showing them getting all set up and everything getting lifted up. What we'll do is once they've cleared out, we'll jump in there and we'll give you a little show of the loft. It looks like there's another loft going on through there. Another loft company. Beautiful view we've got here of Tring. Look at that for the countryside. I actually think that is classed as a natural beauty spot, because we've done some work on another village out that way, and it was really, planning was a real nightmare, because it had to go, it was all through something called a natural beauty spot. So basically it's like very much like a restricted area for what you can do in there, in the sense of like very similar to like conservation area and stuff like that. They're very tight on what you can and can't do in the area, i.e. size of dormers, windows, all those kind of things. But as that next still's getting lifted up, let's just jump in there, give you a little show of what we're up to. Johnny's just gone to grab the plans out the van, so I can give you a show of them as well. Well, that's a bit better. Sorry, before I jumped out, I just thought I'd have a quick chat with the client and get them to turn the light on. So, shall we repeat or should we do it again? That is the question. So, as I just touched on, we'll probably just scrap that last bit, but basically, yeah, we're inside now. We've got the steels lifted up, as you can see here, and this is a nice simple Velux conversion, truss roof, mid-terrace. So what you can see is on the construction on some of these, it's slightly different. So we've got a solid brick wall or block wall below, and then what a lot of these new build properties now, they're doing like timber straddle panels, they call them. So that instead of doing the block work all the way up, so we'll have a panel this side and a panel that side, and then this is a fireboard, similar to an asbestos, but a modern day equivalent that's not going to kill you effectively. So it's a pyro board, some people call it, and stuff like that. So it's just very much for a fire protection. But the loft itself, so this is a nice simple conversion of complete in here. Literally no bathroom, nothing. It is a dead simple bedroom up here, so which is going to be quite nice. The only difference with this one is we've got some quite nice windows going in here. So we've got something called a Velux 2-in-1. So it's relatively new product, come out in March last year, I believe. And we've got two in-one windows. So we've got two front and back, basically one front and back, apologies, and then we've got a top hung MK08 at the top of the stairs. So they're quite a large window. And obviously that view that we showed you earlier, we touched on, I'm hoping we'll be able to utilise and see some of that from this space up here. But we've got two steel beams going from gable to gable. You'll notice here they're split. We've had a splice on them basically at 1/3 point. So effectively that's the strongest way of splicing steels. If the steel was slightly longer, sometimes what we do is have two splices, so it's all into thirds. So typically you wouldn't normally have a splice in the middle, but we do have that sometimes when the beams are slightly smaller, or the engineer will over-spec the beam to allow us to have a centre splice, just because then that allows us to have shorter pieces and work with the loft. So it all depends on the bolt configuration. Now you'll see some companies have a completely different splice detail, so whereas we have like a pretty simple one that's just on the end here, for example. So I believe these ones have got I want to say 6 M20 bolts with a 15mm end plate, whereas you'll see some other ones that have a different splice detail where they'll have like a bolted section in the middle, on the top and on the bottom, and it looks something very much like what you'd see in Tesco's looking up in the warehouse or something along those kind of lines, just very, very heavy duty. But our engineer, I don't know, but it's just one we've used for years, is very much that's the way that they design it. I'm happy, the lads are happy, it just makes life a lot easier. And then effectively what we'll have is obviously those eaves beam, we'll have an upright, got double up these rafters to re-support them, and then we'll have a ceiling collar along the top. But let's just jump out there and we'll show you these plans now so you can see what I'm on about. So I think I mentioned earlier, the client has got their own plans on this one. So basically, yeah, here we say where we've got the 2 spine beams, we've got the window details. This is effectively what we're creating up there. So a nice simple room, which is quite straightforward. We've just got to edit the doorway there on the existing landing to accommodate the new stairwell, but very simple, nothing overcomplicated, and that's why we call it a nice simple basic loft conversion. Hopefully this video is of use. I'm going to get out of the way before I get a pack of plasterboard squash landed on top of me. We'll leave this video to it, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you again in the next video. Enjoy.